So um, this is my personal philosophy. The condition of the world is the way it is because of the individuals in the world. And if we want our world to be better, then the individuals have to be better. And I'm not just saying it on the physical level, I'm saying it on all levels. Mentally and spiritually are just as important. And I want to share this right here. This is a post from a sister that was just, um, oh, this was just today. Oh, this just ended. This community event in Harlem. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I said it we. This is Rock Nation. Pledge of allegiance.
So there's information, phone numbers, emails, because a lot of people are talking about that they don't be being nosy because I'm grown, okay? A lot of people are talking about um, unity, and unity needs to be something that's more than just talked about. It needs to be something that is actually applied, and not just with individuals who agree on what to call themselves. First of all, everybody has the right to identify and call themselves whatever they like to. But the facts are that if we are really truly looking for a collective um, movement that is going to heal and or be healing, hold space for healing and health and progress and success, then um, we need to get everybody needs to be working together. So these are some proclamations. This right here is RV Bay Publications. I don't know if you're familiar with Noble Drew Ali. However, these proclamations were done different cities by different governors, and this was by C.T. Martin, Council District Number 10. This he did this proclamation. Let's see, what's the date? January 2013. There's another one by the Office of the Mayor in Chicago, 2011. That's signed by Raul Emanuel, dated the 22nd of December 2011. City of Charlotte, North Carolina proclamation, signed by Anthony Fox, who was the mayor at the time. Um, And again, I encourage you to do your own research. And if you're wondering, what are these proclamations about? What is a Moorish American? All right, well, let's see what the proclamation says. The proclamation says, whereas the Moorish American are descendants of the Moabites, Hammatites, and Canaanites who inhabited the northern, western, and southern western shores of Africa, and whereas the Moorish Americans, being aboriginal to the territories of North, Central, and South Americas, have formed a sovereign theocratic government from among themselves and guided by the command principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice through virtue of the universal right to self-determination and the Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People. And whereas on January 8th, 1886, Noble Drew Ali was born in North Carolina, destined to become the first patriot of his mentally enslaved Moorish American people. In 1912, he was later anointed as Hajj Sharif Abdul Ali by the heads of Egypt in the holy city of Mecca to return to the United States as the last prophet and founding father of the newly risen nation of Moorish Americans. And whereas there are planned events during Moorish American Week where citizens of Charlotte can learn about the history of Moorish Americans. So these are proclamations. This is a great website that has a lot of resources. I don't know why some people can't, access it, but I'm going to publish it. Let's see, continue to cite. Here's a letter from George Washington, 1789, to the Sultan of Morocco. Please do not confuse the Empire of Morocco with the nation of Morocco, the country Morocco. Two different entities that were located on two different places on the globe. The Empire of Morocco was here in the Americas. The country is across the water. And there's a lot of conversations about people migrating from there, although people do not deny the rule of the Moors. But the rule of the Moors were not just the country Morocco didn't even exist when the Moors ruled. That country was just formed recently in the 1900s. Do your research. Don't take my word for it only. Yes, it's important to know your history and know who you are. But that is something that each individual has to do for themselves. And what's most important is realizing and acknowledging that we have divinity right inside of us. So you don't have to follow. You may have to be collectively to move forward, but you don't have to follow blindly behind anything. And when you trust your divinity that is right within yourself, you'll have clarity on how to move and go forward. And that is, everybody have a purpose. One of my purposes is to remind people of the divinity that they have within them. And I'm hoping and also wishing and proclaiming and declaring that all the great minds with the good hearts and who are healthy mentally and spiritually and physically, they all join together. It doesn't matter if you call yourself an African or you practice Pan-Africanism or you practice Yoruba or you practice traditional hoodoo of the American Aboriginal people. It doesn't matter your choice in your spiritual path. What matters is what are you doing with your choices? What are you doing with your power? And if we're going to come together, do come together. And one thing I do want to touch on, because it is prevalent in around the globe, is the misogyny. Please, let's put that out. If we're going to be collectively working together, we're going to collectively work together. And there's no space for the things that separate us. And misogyny is one of the things that separate us. Let's honor each other and honor the truth. And let's build this world to be the wonderful spaces and places that they were meant to be. The United States of America was not just put together by Europeans. These Moors were a part of putting it together, and they approved it because they saw that their empire was falling. And so they made a wise choice to share some of the things that needed to be shared with some of these Europeans so that this nation could flourish. And yes, there were some individuals who capitalized off of the fall of the empire, and some individuals who are unhealed and suffering from trauma. We have one that's in the White House right now. That man did not have the opportunity to heal, even though he does have the opportunity to heal. But he has to make that choice to heal himself. So he's making a lot of choices and decisions based on the trauma that he has endured, as some have done before him. But this nation in this world is way more potent and powerful than any traumas. So I just want to remind people to heal. I don't know if any individual has not experienced any trauma on this planet, but we all have the opportunity to heal and not carry those things as we move forward to co-create a better world. And let's go back to where we started at, which was over here. better world. Let's go. Here we go. Better choices, better energy, better people create a better world together. Join the Better People movement. And what that is simply you making a commitment to yourself to be your best version of yourself, mentally, spiritually, and physically. You get to define that. I'm not here to define that for you. I'm not here to have you follow anything. That's how true it is. I'm only here as a messenger with the truth and fulfilling what I'm here to fulfill. So you have to do your part. I'm doing my part. And together, as I become my better me, you become your better you, and individuals continue to do this, the world will reflect it. And that's the solution. I'm grateful for the inspiration and grateful for the intellectual conversations that I witnessed right before I decided, or right before I was propelled to do this. Again, this website right here is available for your own personal research. It has a lot of information on there. I encourage you, all these different mayors have acknowledged, and ironically, Noble Drew Ali, and yes, he did join a brotherhood, and it's controversial whether the brotherhood did authorize him to disclose the secrets that he disclosed. However, nonetheless, um, I'm grateful that he disclosed this information. And those brotherhoods still exist to this day. And I know that they were told the only way they can have the truth is to be a part of that brotherhood. But it's not true. The truth is the truth, and it stands no matter what. And this man, Noble Drew Ali, was very brave to share these truths. And I'm not telling the folks and the brothers that are part of these brotherhoods that they must break their vows and their oaths. But they created those bonds and those bondages. And if they had to create them, then they could dissolve them at their own will without being in debt to the orders, because the orders were formed and created, yes, in spirit, but also by men. And what you create, I'm not saying that it doesn't play a purpose, because I do feel you have to be responsible with knowledge, and knowledge should not fall into the wrong hands. However, unfortunately, it already has. So at this point, what do we do? Because there's individuals who are part of those brotherhoods who are not healed, who are not whole, and that have caused a lot of chaotic things. There is a governor right now in Mississippi that's trying, and this is hearsay, so please do your own research, but from what I saw, he has written into law, or tried to write into law, to make dancing illegal. There's an issue with that. This is a big issue of that in 2026, people. So again, this is not for everybody, but who this is for, this is for. And what is for everybody is the opportunity to be your best self. So yes, work together with others, but also make sure that what you come to contribute is from a space of health, a space of love, a space of peace, a space of truth, so that you can cultivate that and all of the things that you create. Be your best self so that you can co-create and be part of the solutions. This is from Little Rock, Arkansas. There's a lot of work to be done. Get in where you fit in. And this page right here is rvbaypublications.com. If your page ain't opening up to it, I don't know why. But let's talk about the feds real quick. Uh-huh. The headdresses. This is for the brainiacs. All right, I'm gonna go forward. Hexaphilia, the dual trine, is the geometric representation of the Moabite Moorish fez. The Moabite Moorish woman has given a crown of knowledge to her sons within the span of 9 months in the most illuminated school of the universe, her womb. Receiving a degree regarding the fez. Again, those in the brotherhoods, you know the truth. There's a lot of us women who ain't a part of the sisterhoods who know the truth too. So there's no need for domination, but there's a lot of room for collaboration. So let's collaborate and do our best and be our best. So be it, Ashe.